Hello and welcome to Game 2 of 2 of your Findlay Trojans in white against the Columbus Capitals. Mason Cooper takes the face-off, gets that back to Rylan Peterkowski. Henry Ford is back there on defense along with Nichols as well. Ben Grace as the other forward. Henry Yates in goal for Game 2. That puck goes around. Grace has it. Tried to get a backhand going, got poked away. That goes all the way back down the ice, but Cooper's going to collect as it's going to reach, or not reach the red line, rather, goal line. Now surveying options, tries to get that along the boards up to Peterkowski, then chip it forward, but Columbus collects along the boards. Now coming in with an open opportunity, backhand, blocked by Yates, rolls across the crease and out. Grace now battling along the boards. That gets sent back. Nichols down there behind for the Trojans to collect. He's battling along the boards, loses his stick, gets pinched along the boards with Peterkowski. Nice play there. Gets that over to Cooper. Cooper now tries to split a couple players, gets taken down, but Nichols is following. Nichols has a little bit of a speed here. He's going to try to get a shot, low shot. Collects his own rebound now behind the net. That gets sticked aside by Columbus as they move the puck forward. Now on the back check there is Grace. Cooper now, nice play along the body there, or with the body there along the boards. Nichols has it, he bangs it along the boards, tries to get that to Beach coming off the bench. Sent back by Columbus. Cooper has it now, he gets sent down, and now we're going to have a penalty for roughing. And we'll get a look early at a Trojan power play. So these two teams met earlier towards the end of December. Split the series in Columbus 1-1, and earlier today Columbus took the first game 3-1, and so this is game 2 today. So we'll see if the Trojans can even up the series. Homewood out there along with Burkhardt and Beach just to start the power play. Puck is dropped. Teagarden Sloan on defense, sent over along the boards. Nice job by Teagarden on the pinch. That comes out to Beach. Beach now tries to move that to the center, gets tipped aside to the corner. Burkhardt tried to play that along the boards too. Teagarden was back there as well. That came out to the middle and sent out by Columbus. Should be an icing, and it is. So we're going to bring this down to the opposite end of the net, or the ice there. Homewood with face-off, gets that back to Sloan. Sloan gets over Teagarden. Teagarden fires a shot towards the middle. Oh, bounces off a couple players, sticks and skates. As we move forward, Columbus comes out of the fray with it. Now Teagarden back. Nice back check by Homewood as well, but Teagarden, they come up and they score a short-handed goal, Columbus does. On that one, so they're up 1-0 to start. Puck is dropped. Goes back. Eddie Homewood has it now. Sends that back around the net. Now Hank Schwab there, playing it along the boards, along with Harrison Schaaf. Schaaf comes out with it. Schaaf's looking for a centering pass, gets sticked aside, sends one right in front of the net, all loose. Now Schwab's got it again, chips it in front of the net. Hank there battling for it as well, in the skates of a Columbus player. They come out with it. Eddie Homewood tries to get a stick on it. Now collected by Mason Cooper. He's going to look for a head of steam. Now he's going to make a player miss. He's going to go through the middle. He's going to move it to the outside. Then try to tuck one in front. Shot! Oh, by Schaaf, just wide. Now battling in the corner for it. Now Columbus has it, played along the boards, kept in, oh, and then knocked out. Now Columbus collects, send that in front. Not close, Yates able to stick that side. Centering pass collected by George Homewood. Now he's pushing through. 2-on-2 situation. He drives the outside, takes a shot just wide. Schwab there trying to collect. Grace comes down off the bench. That gets tipped to the center. Now Homewood there with another shot just wide. Looking to send out as Columbus bounces over the stick of Sloan on the defensive end. And Fort comes back to collect for Findlay. Fort's got it now, surveys options, banks it off the boards, collected by Homewood. Homewood now driving towards the center, chips that in, tried to chip it deep, still loose in front. Peter Koski has it, tried to get it to the side. Still staying with it though, Sloan keeps it in. And now off of a Columbus player skate, still in the offensive zone for Findlay. Peter Koski keeps that along the boards. Nice play along the boards, gets tripped up. We're gonna have another penalty here.
Go hustle, boys!
As number 55 for the Columbus Capitals goes to the box for the next minute 30. That'll be another look at the Trojan power play. So we'll have Mason Cooper out to take the face off. He'll have George Homewood and Ben Grace with him. Sloan and Nichols on defense. Puck is dropped back to Homewood. Homewood fires a shot, just goes wide. Back to the corner. Nichols is there. He collects. He's going to go from the defensive end to behind the net. Surveying options, puts a little spin move on there. Looking for players out front. Gets that over to George Homewood. Homewood tried a centering pass as he had Grace on the backside, but that got intercepted. Now collected by Sloan, sent over to Cooper. Cooper's got a little bit of room as they kind of back off on him. He's going to try to go forward with it, but gets poked away. Nichols has it now. And now battling for it is Columbus. They look for a shot, and they go top shelf and score another goal. Short-handed. So now, same lineup there for the Trojans. Still with the man advantage. Puck goes back. Sloan has it. Gets that up the boards to George Homewood. He's going to push forward with it. Try to cut back. Get that over across the wall. Try to get to Cooper. Just pass a little too far ahead. So now Columbus has it behind the net. Pressuring is Findlay. Shot by Homewood on that pass interception. Just goes wide. Grace there to bat it down to the corner. Now Columbus has it, looking to clear. That chips out to the middle. Nichols racing to get it before it crosses the blue line. Good hustle by Nichols. Now he's going to bring it around. He's going to look for a centering option. He gets one out in front. Chipped aside. Homewood has it, but then gloved by the goaltender for Columbus. So 11 seconds left on the power play for the Trojans. Beach, Burkhart, and Chase come out. Now, looks like Beach will take the face off for the Trojans. Fort and Teagarden out there on defense. Puck is dropped. Beach gets that back out to the point to Teagarden. Teagarden tried to get that over to Fort. Not collected. Now Burkhart's got it, clears it, tries to send it back down into the corner, waiting for his teammates to get onside. Mishandled puck by Columbus. Set to the middle. Oh, Shea tried to hit Burkhart, but stick lift prevented that from being a goal. Now battling along the boards. Beach with a nice shot in front. He gets elbowed aside and knocked down. No call. Sent out towards center ice. Touched by Teagarden, so no icing. As he's got it, he's going to move that around the edge of the boards behind the goal. Get that up to Burkhart. Burkhart gets dumped, and a call with the roughing there. So good way to hold steady there along the boards and give the Trojans another look at a power play here. See if they can make something happen on one of these power plays now. As 55 goes back to the boards, or back to the penalty box again for the second time early in this first period. Second time in the box. Puck is dropped, goes over, collected by Fort. Fort throws one at the net. Oh, just kick saved by the contender for Columbus. Now Grace has a nice little move around. He's going to try to wrap one in. Oh, just missed it, but he followed the puck. He's got it still behind the net. Try a centering pass over to Homewood. Homewood tried a backhand. That just went wide. Cooper now gets tripped up. No call, trying to make a couple moves around the boards there. Leaves that over for Homewood. Homewood now flips one forward off the chest pad of the Columbus goaltender. Now Fort collects that as trying to clear was Columbus. He brings it back down to the corner. Centering pass. Nobody there, but that gets blocked. But now collected in the middle. Teagarden is back. Plus we've got some people racing back for the Trojans. Nice job by Teagarden to knock him off the puck. And then Grace gets hit. Grace gets hit hard, no call. Homewood there in pursuit, and now Grace has it. Grace now pushing, gets it to Homewood, centers back to Grace. Grace tried to move that to the middle, but checking no interference call there as Homewood was trying to get back to that play. That got tipped forward. Now Nichols has it. Now he's got room. Now we've got a 2-on-2 as he's going with Grace. He tried to pull it forward. He's still got the puck. Centers one. Oh, shot goes off the back of the net. As Columbus collects, and that should have been an interference call, but no call. Now Grace has it. Grace now looking for a little bit of room, tried to get a shot off there. Collected and sent back. Beach to Homewood. Shot by Nichols goes a little high. And now we're going to have a little penalty as players run into each other as Schaaf fell on top of a player for Columbus. So now Trojans will be on the penalty kill as Burkhardt and Beach out there with Eddie Homewood and Ricky Nichols. Mason Beach takes the face off for the Trojans. Gets that back behind the net to Homewood. Homewood now moves that up to Burkhardt. Burkhardt has it now with a little bit of room, gets it out of the zone. Now tries to send that deep. Puts one on net, chipped aside. Beach pursuing on the forecheck as Columbus breaks out. Now Homewood there trying. Burkhardt over to help too. Shot in front, loose, collected, and then knocked back as Beach had it. Now Nichols has it. Nichols now trying to move forward. Nice, gets through a couple players. Now in neutral ice with it, sends that deep. Now puck goes forward. Burkhardt collects at neutral ice. He's got it. He's going to send that off the boards. Opposite side. Try to get that to Beach. And now Burkhardt playing it along the boards. Pushing him over to Sloan. Sloan with a little poke check there. Columbus player still has it, but Sloan able to get that out from him. And then chip that aside. And now he's got a little bit of a break. That just goes a little bit too far forward as Schwab was trying to join in that action too there. And then kicked back by Fort, and now Fort's got it, gets it back to Sloan, chips it back forward out to the neutral ice area, and then that's going to be sent out of play. Five seconds left on the penalty kill for the Trojans. That goes back to Sloan. Sloan chips that back forward. Comes back out to neutral ice again. Now Columbus collects on a bouncing puck. Takes a shot. Nice save by Yates. Reggie caught that with the butt end of his stick. And now Schwab there battling along the boards. Trying to move that puck forward. And then chipped aside. Oh, just bounced over Harrison's stick as he went forward as well. But now Harrison's got it coming out of the box. Looking to make a little bit of room for himself here. Sends that over to the boards as he had a lot of Columbus players on him. Hank gets his skate in the way. Tries to chip that forward further. Sorry, that was Schaaf. Now collected by Nichols. Nichols trying to get that over to Fort. Still in the zone. Trojans at full strength. Nichols now, nice little tuck move there along the line. Tucks again. Too many moves got poked away there. Now Fort looking for a little bit of space. Flips that into the zone, but they're going to say offsides. Now Cooper out there takes the face off. He's got Grace and Peter Koski with him. He gets that face off back, chips it back into the zone. Grace in pursuit. Columbus gets it back out, but Peter Koski has it, but just over the line too early. So we're going to have another neutral zone face off for offsides. Cooper with the face off now dumps that forward. Grace tried to get it, but still kept out of the zone by Columbus. Now back into the zone. Grace on the forecheck. Cross ice pass. Little errant. Chipped aside by Findlay. Kept out. Still in the neutral zone. Peter Koski and Teagarden over there battling along the boards. He gets sent out. Trying to edge his way out of there is Cooper. Cooper's got it. Cooper's going to see if he can pull one in close. Put a shot on that. He does, but saved by the Columbus goaltender. Now Peter Koski has it. He's going to flip one towards the net. Now it's over to Grace. Grace behind the net. Looking in front. Gets that out to Teagarden. Teagarden tries to get a shot off or something, but it got hit by the stick of a Columbus player, so bounced behind the net. Now Eddie Homewood there trying to pinch along the boards. Still kept in. Peter Koski now racing to the corner with it. He's still got it. He tried to flip one towards the middle. Loose in front, collected by Columbus. Columbus now plays along the boards. Homewood tried to get a stick on it, bounced over his stick. So now Mason Cooper has it. He's going to get that over to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to move that up the boards to Grace. Grace going to chip that in, avoiding the icing. As we're closing in on under a minute here in the first. But then turnover as Grace is pursuing. Grace now on the backhand, gets tripped up. There's going to be a penalty there. As 11 goes into, oh. Homewood out there with Burkhart and Beach now on the power play along with Sloan and Nichols. Puck is dropped, gets it back to Beach. Beach fires a shot. Oh, nice shot, but saved by the Columbus goaltender. Now pursuing it is Burkhart and Homewood on the forecheck. Sent out. Beach has it now. Beach waits to clear. Goes across the line. Fires a shot. Chest pad and glove save by the goaltender for Columbus. So George Homewood again takes face off for the Trojans. Under 30 seconds here left in the first. Findlay down 2. Oh, that goes awry and just goes past 2 Trojan players as they try to set that up. And then tried to get that over to Sloan, got tipped aside, sent back deeper into the zone. So Nichols is going to go after it. We're closing in on 10 seconds left here in the period. Try to center ice pass to Burkhart, who was one-on-one. He's going to go and just chip it into the zone as we come to the end of the first period here. And that'll do it. So teams are going to talk about some strategy here, switch sides, and join us back momentarily for the start of the second. All right, welcome back here to the start of the second period. Be George Homewood, Burkhart, and Beach out there with Nichols and Fort on defense. Buckets drop, let's do that. Hockey gets it over. Homewood collects out of the scrum as he charges forward. Looks for a shot, tries to get through a couple players, got tripped up, but still hung on to the puck. Gets it out to the middle. Nichols is there. He's going to fire a shot. Loose in front. Oh, saved by Columbus goaltender. Now Columbus has it. They're coming back the opposite way with it. They fire it deep into the zone. Man down. Still just under 30 seconds left in the penalty to Columbus. Nichols is now going to reverse in the corner, reset, make a man miss. Go opposite side to Burkhart. He's going to try to chip that into the zone, but goes off his stick a little too fast. So we've got an icing call as Columbus puts it back into their offensive zone with just a little too much juice behind the line. And we've got 7 seconds left in the Trojan power play. See if they can get something going here to cut into this deficit. Mason Cooper out to take face off for the Trojans. Gets that over. He's got Schwab in shape with him. Kept in by Fort as Columbus tried to clear. Moved out to the middle. Then coming out of the box is a Columbus player. Nice job there by Findlay on that defense. And now Nichols has a little bit of room. He's going to go through the middle. Tried to split a couple guys. Got taken down. Now Cooper collects following the puck. Takes a shot right into the Columbus goaltender. And he makes a save. So Columbus back at full strength. And just under 12 minutes left here in the second period. As Cooper, Schaaf, and Schwab will stay out there. Sloan and Teagarden out on defense now, with Mason Cooper to take face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper collects that puck, gets it over to Teagarden. Teagarden with a little bit of room, gets that down to the corner. Surveying some options, sends one in front, but just sticked aside by Columbus. Now Mason Cooper throws that down into the corner. Schaaf is back there with it now. He's going behind the net, getting held up a little bit. Tried to chip one forward, but hits the back of the net. Now sent back in the corner. Schaaf still got it. Gets it over to Schwab. Schwab throws one in front. Stick saved by the Columbus goaltender. Now Sloan's got it. He's going to throw it back down to the corner. Rolls around opposite side. Schwab there as well. Columbus tries to clear. Kept in by Cooper. Now against the boards. Schaaf has it. He tries to move forward with it. Gets through the middle, but stick the side, so back into the corner it goes. And now Teagarden there holding it against the boards. Nice little move along the boards. Tried to go center with it. And just got sticked aside. So Mason Cooper's going to get that over to Webb Sloan. He's going to get across center ice, throw that down into the zone. Stick down by Columbus. Columbus is going to look to go behind the net, but there's Peter Koski. Peter Koski now gets it over to Sloan. Sloan's got it, fires one. Stick save, but then there's Schaaf tried to get that one to the middle as well, but then that hit a Columbus player. So now Columbus is moving out of the defensive zone through the neutral zone, now into the offensive zone. Teagarden there in pursuit on the puck. Nice job, but put a little too much elbow into it, so we're going to have a penalty here. We got Teagarden going to the box for checking. So we'll get a look at the Trojan penalty kill here. George Homewood out there with Ben Grace. Ricky Nichols and Eddie Homewood out there as well on defense. Nice pursuit there by George Homewood. Collect the puck, get it out of the zone into neutral ice. Good job. Looking to reset is Columbus. Tips that forward. Columbus going with a shot. Nice job there. Oh, but they're going to call a hook on that, it looks like. So it looks like George Homewood will go to the box. Looking to make an aggressive play there, but maybe too high up in the gloves. At least that's what the referees were thinking. So we'll have a 3-on-5 here for the next minute 10. With Grace out there to take the face off, he'll have Nichols and Homewood with him. Puck is dropped. Goes back to Columbus defense. Columbus cross-ice pass, looking to close the zone a little bit. Looking for a centering pass, stick to side. Sent out by Homewood. Shot in front, loose, and rebound put in by Columbus. So put a goal on the board, take care of one of the penalties, but Findlay's trying to dig out of a deficit here now. 3-goal deficit with just under 10 minutes left here in the second. Now Beach out to take the face off for the Trojans. Ben Grace with him. Puck is dropped. Got that forward, but Columbus collects. Now they're on the move. Findlay still a man down. Nice job by Fort there to hold that play up. Now Columbus looking for a shot from the slot, blocked, and Beach has it now. Beach is going to move that out of the zone. Collected again by Columbus. As they try to move around, but Sloan picks it up. Sloan tried to get that. He got it out the neutral zone. Beach has it. Tried to get that over to Grace, who was breaking. Now Grace moving forward with it. He's still got it. Now Grace trying to kill some clock and put a little pressure on. Just 30-some seconds trying to wrap around. Almost got it, but knocked aside. Now back to Sloan. That jumped over his stick. Got chipped forward. Now Fort is there. Nice job by Fort. Gets that opposite ice to Ben Grace. Ben Grace now is going to chip that into the offensive zone. Again, kill some more clock. Now keeping that in. Just bouncing over his skate. It was Fort trying to pinch, and now we've got a 3-on-1 shot high by Columbus over the goal, over Yace. Beach there trying to make a play. Now nice play by Grace as he takes the puck and gets a little bit of the shoulder there. Now looking forward for it as Homewood was coming out of the box, but that pass intercepted, but Grace still got his stick on it, or skate on it. Now Homewood has it. He's trying to kick that forward. Now out of the zone it goes. Now along the boards, but that's going to be an offside. So all teams at full strength right now. We'll get a line change here as Cooper comes out with Burkhart and Schaaf, and Nichols and Teagarden will be there in defense. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets it back to Nichols. Nichols gets cross center ice, sends that down deep into the zone using the boards. As that puck goes down opposite end, Burkhart there to try to stop. Gets a stick caught up. And now Schaaf's got it. Gets it over to Burkhart. Tried to get a stick on it. Has a nice centering pass there, but bouncing puck. Now Burkhart battles along the boards, chips that back out. Burkhart's still there battling with Schaaf behind the net. Puck comes loose. Schaaf's got it. He's going to try to wrap one, tuck one in. Comes back out to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to fire a shot. That hits a Columbus player in front, and Columbus sends it down the length of the ice, and that's going to be icing. So Cooper out to take the face off now. Puck goes over to Burkhart. Burkhart battling along the boards. That gets tipped out to Cooper. Sends it back to Teagarden. Teagarden works to get that to Cooper along the boards. That off of his skate, bounces out to center. Now Nichols and Teagarden racing back. Nice job by Teagarden to hold that up, and we got an offsides. Thanks. Now Homewood, George Homewood out to take face off for the Trojans. He's got Peter Koski out there with him, along with Schwab. Eddie Homewood back on defense. Nice job by Eddie to tie that up. Webb Sloan now working in the corner with it on defense as well this shift. Collected in front. That centering pass sent aside by Eddie Homewood. Good heads up awareness. Now Hank Schwab's got it. He's moving, trying to get that out of the zone, plays it along the boards. That comes out to Peter Koski. Peter Koski tries to get a shot. That gets blocked off the shin pad. He sends it back. That goes back to Homewood. Homewood had it, tried to get a shot. That got tipped away. Eddie Homewood racing back as well. He's going to collapse on the player. Nice job by Eddie Homewood. Nice poke check there. Now Rylan Peterkowski has it. He's going to get that over to George Homewood. George Homewood's got a little bit of room now. He's going to fire one just over the net. Schwab's got it now. He's going to get that back to Eddie Homewood. Eddie Homewood's got some space. He's going to get that out to the middle, but that goes off his brother's skate, bounces out of the zone, so Webb Sloan's going to collect. He's going to try to navigate through the middle. He does. Gets to the outside. Now he's going to fire a shot. That just tried to pick the corner, and that just goes over. Now Eddie Homewood racing for it, along with his brother George. George gets to it. He's going to head that up to Rylan Peterkowski. Peterkowski's going to send that down deep into the zone, but that's going to go just after a player for Findlay crossed the line, so we'll have an offsides and a neutral zone face-off. True neutral zone face-off here, center ice. Mason Cooper takes face-off for the Trojans. He'll have Beach and Grace out there with him. Fort Nichols back on defense. That puck comes out to the middle. Beach ships that forward. And now nice back checking by Beach to get that going. Now it's collected by Fort. Fort's going to bring that up a little bit. And Mason Cooper now is going to play that along the back end there. He's going to look for an opportunity, try to get a center pass. It just rolled off his stick, it looked like. Now playing it off the boards is Nichols. Columbus collects, but then Cooper was there. He gets tripped up. Beach tried to bring it forward, stick to side by Columbus. Now Cooper with a nice back check move there. He's got the puck. He's going to go around and then back again, but gets lost in between skates as the referee was there too. Now playing that. And some contact.
What the fuck is that called? Horrible!
And they're going to put Nichols in the box now for a check with some very light contact, but them's the brakes. So we will go ahead and see a little bit of a line change here. Teagard and Sloan come out on defense. Beach and Grace out on offense. Beach to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Comes out to Columbus. Shot. Yace was there. Nice job. That got tipped, and Yace was ready. So now Sloan's got it. He's going to try to tip that out of the zone. Collected by Columbus. Beach there battling for it. And Sloan as well. Sloan comes out with it. Now he's going to reset. And he's going to push hard through the neutral zone along the boards. And he's going to cut back to the middle, try to get a shot. He got tipped aside, and then Beach was there. Beach almost got a goal, and we're going to have a stoppage of play as we got a player down on the ice as Sloan is down. And we're going to have 55 go to the box for his third penalty of the game already for Columbus.
Oh, is it 55 again? Yeah. Same kid.
Third penalty. This game. Third one. So we'll skate 4-on-4 here for the next minute, and then Findlay will have a 30-second power play after that. Mason Beach takes face off for the Trojans. He'll have Ben Grace out there with him. Beach gets that back to Fort. Fort tried to get that back to the corner, but a stick by Columbus avoided that. Teagarden there. Nice job by Teagarden. Gets it out to Beach now. Off the boards. Collected again by Columbus. Collapsing defense by Grace. Gets that going, and then back to Teagarden. Teagarden tried to get that up to Beach, but tipped aside. Sent back in by Columbus. Fort is back now to collect. Now Fort surveying options. We'll go opposite side to Teagarden, who's got some room. Teagarden's going to push on this a little bit. He's going to go across. He's going to move a little bit. Try to come in for a shot. He does. off the Columbus goaltender, and then Columbus is going to clear down the length of the ice. This should get there, so this will be an icing. And it is. So 14 seconds left to the penalty for the Trojans, with Nichols looking to jump out of the box here soon. That'll give us a 30-second power play for your Findlay Trojans, as they're looking to make something happen here, down 3-0 with just under 4 minutes left in the second period. Peter Koski out to take face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. It gets knocked back to the corner. Peter Koski in pursuit. Fort now holds it along the boards, sends it back behind the net. Grace is over there now. Grace makes a play along the boards, chips that aside just enough. Teagarden comes down to pinch as well. Comes out to Grace. Grace fires a shot. Oh, hits the stick of a Columbus player. He was right in the slot there. Comes back out. Teagarden tried to keep that out as well. Kept in by Cooper. Nice job by Cooper. Trojans now on the power play for the next 15 seconds. Grace tried to make a move on that. He gets tripped up. Peter Kowski's got it now. Gets that over. Teagarden sends one in front. Bounces off a stick, so Peter Kowski still has it. Trojans pulling the goalie for the man advantage here, and then touched by Columbus. So Findlay will go on the power play now, as number 50 for Columbus goes to the box for tripping. Get another man advantage here. Let's see if the Trojans can get something worked out here on the power play. We'll have Cooper, George Homewood, Ben Grace out there, along with Nichols and Fort on defense. Puck is dropped, gets it back to Homewood. Homewood tries to take a shot that bounces off his own player. Sent back and out of the zone. Nichols has it now. Nichols, nice little move there. Moves towards the middle. Tries to go outside, dumps it for Homewood. Homewood throws a shot forward. Grace is there. Grace tried a centering pass that got blocked by Columbus. Now battling forward in the corner are Homewood and Grace. Columbus comes out with it. Looking to go center ice, chipped away by Mason Cooper. Now Grace has it behind the net. Tries to go, and he does! What a score! Takes it from the corner! And goes backhand for the goal for your Trojans on the power play, cutting into the deficit. And what they say, worst lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead, so let's see if the Trojans can put something else here in the back of the net in the closing minutes of the second and try and get a little bit closer in this game. So now Cooper, Homewood, and Grace back out there again. Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper's got it. Gets over to Homewood. Homewood now collecting. Try to get a shot off. And that gets tipped down the length of the ice. Teagarden is back there, though, as they're racing. Gets that over to Cooper. Cooper now is going to look for a little bit of room. He tries to skate through a couple players. Still has the puck. Comes back, centers one. Off the goaltender. Gets that back out. Teagarden, that just goes over his stick. As Teagarden cycles, moves it up the boards, gets it to Homewood. Homewood bounces up the boards. There should be an interference there. And then that goes all the way down the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing on Columbus. God. Oh, yeah. So now Peter Koski out there with Beach and Schaaf. Sloan and Teagarden still back on defense. Puck is dropped. Columbus chips that down the length of the ice, but might not be enough for an icing. So Teagarden's going to collect. He's got some room, so he's going to skate this up a little bit. Still has it. Gets it over to Peter Koski, who gets tripped up. No call there, and now we're going to call the tripping. That's unbelievable. But we got to roll with what we got, I guess. So we've guy, really. So we've got a player in the box for Columbus for some disputes with the ref, and we've got a player in the box for Findlay for tripping. So we're going to go 5-5. And we've got another player in the box for Columbus as well. We're talking. Puck is dropped. Goes back. Harrison Chafe has it, dumps it back down into the corner. Now fighting for it. Oh, the Trojans comes out to Peter Koski. Peter Koski dumps it back behind the net. Gets it back to Chafe. Just a minute left in the period. Beach now trying to collect it in front of the net. He's still got it. He fires a shot. It goes in! Over the top corner. Beach with the goal. So that cuts into the deficit more. Trojans down now just one goal here with less than a minute left in the second. Now Cooper out to take the face off. He'll have Grace and Homewood up there with him. Puck is dropped. Cooper trying to get that forward. Over to Fort on the redirect. Grace now tried to move that forward as well. Held up by Columbus in the neutral zone, but then chipped aside. Homewood now moving. He's got the puck along the boards. That gets tipped back. Nichols there trying to prevent the forward progress, but Cooper is able to knock it back. It's still ping-ponging along the neutral zone, and then Columbus carries it in. Now bringing that in. Nice play on the body there was Nichols. Now Cooper's got it. Cooper tried to get that up to Grace, who was cutting through the middle. Grace still collects on it, takes it out of the zone, but then Columbus able to poke check that away. Now Cooper's got it. Closing seconds of the second period here. Cooper's going to tip that aside, and we are going to head to intermission here as teams will talk strategy, switch sides, and we'll come back for an exciting third. 1-goal deficit. Let's see if Findlay can tie this up early in the third. All right, welcome back here to the start of the third. Both teams at full strength at the moment. Mason Cooper's going to take the face-off for the Trojans. Ben Grace and Rylan Peterkoski out there with him. Ricky Nichols and Henry Fort back on defense. Puck is dropped. Let's do that hockey. Mason Cooper ties it up in the middle, tried to knock that forward. Now Grace looking to stick that forward as well, coming out of the scrum, but collected by Columbus. Columbus has a nice move by Cooper to edge him out. Nichols will take this and wrap behind the net for the Trojans. And he's going to look to find a little bit of room. He does, but just gets poked away. So collected by Fort. Fort's going to try to chip that forward, but it goes out, tips out. And so we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Puck is dropped. Gives it over to Grace. Grace collects. Grace still has it. Grace with a nice little move. Sends one up front. Peterkoski with a rebound. Just went off the pad. Couldn't get a stick on it. That could have been a potential goal, but Grace pursuing down in the corner again. Nice job by Grace. And now Peterkoski now comes out with it after Nichols kept it along the boards as well. Now Nichols tried to send that back, but then Columbus keeps it back. And now sent over to Fort. Fort's got it. He gets that up to Grace. Grace chips that back to the corner. Now collected by Columbus. Playing that along the boards is Fort. Fort chips it back down to the corner. Fort played the puck, but they're going to call a penalty on that one. Puck is dropped. Homewood tried to get that out. Now, tried to make a play on it. Just missed out front. Cross ice pass. A little errant by Columbus, but they're going to take a shot. That goes high above the goal. Now back out to the point again. Tucking that to the corner is Columbus. Looking for a high shot again to pick the corner off, but nothing doing. Chipping that back to the corner is Columbus. Now Homewood's got it. Chips it out of the zone. Not going to make it back. Beach there on the forecheck as there's under a minute now in the penalty kill for the Trojans. Now sending that cross ice is Columbus. That goes all the way down. Not touched, so icing the call. So what, 48 seconds left here on the penalty kill. George Homewood takes face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Get that back to Sloan. Sloan's going to dump that down to the corner. That's going to wrap down behind the net. Columbus has now Beach on the forecheck. Now collected by Columbus. Nichols is there. Homewood now has it. Tried to send that back. Beach hit a player. Beach then backhanded it back towards the net. Columbus collects now. Nice little active stick work there by Homewood to throw him off the puck. Now Columbus still has it. Good job there by Sloan to stay with him, force him outside. Now Beach has it, sends it back towards the middle, or that was Homewood, sorry. Now Sloan tried to collect that. So did Homewood. Now they've got an open shot in the slot. Goes over the goal, tried to go top cheddar. Nothing happening there with that shot. Nichols there, nice defense on the body in the puck. Now Beach in the pursuit on the forecheck. Columbus goes around the middle. That's loose in front. Nichols has it now, sends it off to the side and up the boards. Now Homewood has it. Findlay at full strength now. That chips forward. Oh, Beach tried to catch it, but it hit a skate of a player. Now Homewood's got it. He's going to send that down the length of the ice. Looks like we're probably going to get an icing, but that's okay. We'll get some fresh legs out there. we bring this down, and Mason Cooper will take the face-off. He'll have Burkhart and Schwab out there with him. Teagarden and Eddie Homewood. Cooper's got the face-off. Tried to get that back to Teagarden. Teagarden has it now, tries to play it off the boards. Takes a weird bounce, goes back into the zone. Now that's sent over to Schwab. Schwab clears it out of the zone. Burkhart on the forecheck along with Schwab. Back to neutral ice. Cooper there. Now sent forward. Teagarden's got it. He's backhands. He's going to try to enter the zone now. He does. He gets tripped up. That's a trip in, and so we are going to have a Trojan power play. My bad. Thank you.
I don't think it. I don't think it.
We were all celebrating.
So we have the goaltender down for Columbus. Sorry, we had some audio difficulty here. That goaltender's up. So good to see him get back up. As the sound was cutting out, we had a lot of action in front of the net. Not sure how the puck didn't go in. Looked like we might have had a Findlay goal to tie this up, but not quite there. So we're going to bring this out to neutral ice. Original starting goaltender for Columbus still in. Mason Cooper takes face-off for the Trojans, trying to move that forward. Collected by Columbus out of the scrum there. Cooper there, nice play for the puck. Gets the puck, goes in front of his own goal. Looks to take this outside. He does along the boards, gaining a head of steam. Try to cut through. got taken down, shot to the head, and then another one. So we'll see if we get 1 or 2 penalties out of this. So we've got number 13 for Columbus going to the box for a body check. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here. I think that was the Trojans that called the timeout, so. Sincerest apologies to those watching at home that the sound cut out. But we're back. Now Cooper to take the face off for the Trojans. We're on a power play now. That gets over to Homewood, back to Cooper, throws one at the net, hits a player for Columbus, but collapsing are the Trojans on that puck. So now Homewood has it. Homewood now on the backhand, on the forehand, tries to get one centered. Hits a skate of a Columbus player. Cycles it back down to the corner, and now works against the boards. Try to get this puck. Ben Grace goes down to support for the Trojans. Try to get that center pass. That comes back out along the boards to the point, but chipped out, but kept in by Cooper. Cooper sends it back down into the corner. Grace now down there. That goes along the boards. Nichols has it now. Nichols going to move a little bit towards the middle. Take a shot. That goes just behind the net. Now Grace with it along the boards. Forts there backing up as well. They chip that back down. Now Homewood tries to go make a play along the boards. Now Grace has it. Grace tries to stick that forward. That comes out of Cooper at the point, but the stick gets in the way, but Fort's got it. Fort gets that out to Nichols. Nichols fires a shot. That hits a player for Columbus. Now Fort has it. Fort's going to fire a shot in front. Tipped in front again. And held on to by the Columbus goaltender. So Peter Kowski out to take the face off for the Trojans. He'll have Beach and Schaaf out there with him. Just under 30 seconds left in the power play. That comes out to Peter Kowski. Goes back to Sloan. Sloan now trying to play out along the boards. That bounced off. Teagarden back there. Peter Kowski on the back check as well. Nice save by Yace. Peter Kowski collects. Surveys options as we're under 10 seconds in the Trojan power play. He's going to get that up to Beach. Beach now is going to move forward with it. He's going to try to go, and he gets tripped up. No call, but Peter Kowski with the shot. That just goes over the glove. Sloan keeps it in the corner. Columbus at full strength now. Now Sloan's got it. Loses his footing. Now that's going to go back. Opposite side. Out of the zone. Teagarden has it now as Trojans look to reset. Gets that over. Schaaf is there. Trying to move that into the zone. Now Peter Kowski collects. Peter Kowski's got it. Trying to get a shot off, but just tipped aside by Columbus. So now down into the corner. Columbus has it, looking to go cross ice with it, but Sloan's there on that errant pass, so he dumps it back down into the zone. Schwab is there as well. And now collecting it is Beach. Tried to do a little bit of wraparound, and now Schaaf tried to throw that in front, but hits the back of the net. And now Peter Kowski there. Tips it back down into the zone over to Schaaf. Schaaf now centers it, but tipped aside by Columbus. And now Columbus tried to do it, and then we've got, looks like 2 players going to the box, 1 for each team as Schaaf goes to the box. And number 88 for Columbus goes to the box as they got into it after the play. So now Homewood, Cooper and Grace out, along with Eddie Homewood and Ricky Nichols. Gets that over to the corner now. Homewood battling with it. That tips out in front. Cooper gets a glove on it, gets it over to Eddie. Homewood tried to tip that down forward. Kept in by Cooper, now sent out of the zone by Columbus. That should be an icing, and it is. So with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left, Findlay down 3-2. Mason Cooper takes the face off for the Trojans. Gets that over to the corner. Held in by Eddie Homewood. Throws one in front of the net, but collected by Columbus. Eddie sticks it back. Nice job by Eddie on the hustle there. Gets it over to his brother George. George now looking in the slot. Try to get close. Fire a shot up. Oh, tipped over the net. Now Ben Grace in the corner. Gets that up to Ricky Nichols. Nichols plays it along the boards. Keeps going. He's still got it. Looking for a potential place to pass. This puck sends it in the middle. Chipped over. Eddie Homewood almost had it. Almost got it over the glove for the Columbus goaltender on the backhand, but he held on. Oh, that was close. What a good offensive sequence by the Trojans. It's now Cooper out there with Homewood and Grace still. Homewood and Nichols on defense too. Along the boards. Shipped out to the middle. Kept out in the skates. Now collected by Columbus. Nice job by Cooper on the back check. They're going to play it along the boards. Eddie Homewood down there working with his brother George, trying to get this puck out. Puck still moving, comes out. Mason Cooper's got it. Cooper's got a little bit of room here. He's going to get that up to George Homewood. George Homewood's going to push, but that gets tipped aside. Now coming back the other way is Columbus with it. Loses the puck and has to send it back down into the corner, wraps around the zone. Now playing that along the boards is Columbus. Mason Cooper's going to get this, go behind the net. Survey options. Try to play it up the boards to George Homewood. That goes a little bit awry in terms of a play, and that's going to be an icing, so we're going to stop play there. Come back down for an offensive or a defensive zone face-off as Beach, Burkhart, and Schwab come out, with Beach to take this face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, gets it back to Sloan. Sloan wraps that around the boards. Now Columbus has it now, mishandled it. Beach has it now. Beach is going to try and get this out of the zone, and he does, chips it forward and then sent back. But Teagarden's got it now. He chips it up to the zone. Burkhart there on the forecheck, but just couldn't stick that aside to keep it into the zone, and now sending it down into the zone, looking for a line change is Columbus for a couple players. Teagarden hits the brakes behind the net, gets that up to Burkhart. Burkhart now tries to get that up to Schwab. Schwab now tried to make a move in the middle, lost the puck though as it hits a skate, and now Beach comes out with it though. Beach is going to fire that down in the corner as Burkhart, Beach, and Schwab go in. Beach goes to play that along the boards on the back check. Nice job there. Burkhart has it. Chips it back now to Sloan as it exited the zone. Looking to reset. Playing along the boards was Sloan, but it got tipped aside. Looking for a shot is Columbus. They send that well over the net. And now Beach with a play along the boards, but he's going to get tagged for a penalty as he bumped into a player. And so in the closing minutes here of this game, with a goal down, Findlay will be shorthanded. Now Cooper out there with Homewood, takes face off for the Trojans. That puck goes loose. Homewood's trying to get a jump on it. He does. He gets into the inside, and that gets the stick aside. He had a breakaway chance, but Fort's there to tap that in. And then Homewood still got it. He moves to the middle. Throws one at the net. Oh, just off the glove of the Columbus goaltender and over to the side. Now puck still loose. Columbus collects along the boards. Try the centering pass. Kept in by Fort. And then chipped out by Columbus along the line. Now they're racing towards the goal. Tries a backhand. Nice save by Yace. Now Columbus with it along the boards, but chipped aside and tripped up. And we're going to have another penalty. So we'll skate 4-on-4 here now, as Cooper was going for that puck in number 11. He spent multiple minutes in the box today as well in both games. We'll go back in. And we'll skate 4-on-4 in the closing minute of the game. So Mace Cooper takes face off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Goes back to Ricky Nichols on the defense. That gets sent back, but Cooper's there. Cooper fires one towards the net. Oh, trying to get a tip on it was Homewood, but it hits a Columbus player. Fort sends that back down to the corner. Homewood's going to work down in the corner with it. Columbus trying to get that out to the middle. They do. So that's going to go down the length of the ice and probably be an icing. And it is. So with 43 seconds left, and Findlay a goal down, we're going to go empty net time and get the extra skater, as Webb Sloan's going to come out now too. See if they can tie this game up. And we're going to have a timeout as well, looks like by Columbus. All right, so we are back. Puck is dropped. Play is going, shot by Nichols from the side. Trojans have an empty net. Boom, gets that over to Fort. Fort fires a shot in front, loose in front. Trying to get a shot on it was the Trojans, just couldn't get a stick to it. Goes wide. Nichols battling in the corner with it now, as we're under 30 seconds left. Puck in the corner, trying to get this loose are the Trojans. Homewood's got it now. He's going to get that out to Fort. Fort tried to make a play on it, get it down to the corner. He gets bumped off the puck. Now chipping that aside. Fort going again for it. Sent to the front. Collected by Columbus. Tipped in front. And that's going to be the end of the game, folks. So good effort by your Trojans here in game 2, as they dropped the second one 3-2. Made it interesting at the end for sure. So thank you all for watching. Good effort again by the players and the coaches. Come and join us next weekend. We got a full slate of games on the YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Stay warm in this cold weather.